In this episode, we're going to install Gemma 4 through Ollama, configure it, and put it to work on a real task generating a news brief. No cloud keys, no billing dashboards, just your machine. Gemma 4 is Google DeepMind's most capable open model family to date, released under a fully permissive Apache 2.0 license. It is built from the same research behind Gemini 3, and it comes in 4 sizes: an effective 2 billion parameter model called E2B, an effective 4 billion called E4B, a 26 billion parameter mixture of experts, and a 31 billion parameter dense. The 31 billion parameter model currently sits at number 3 on the Arena AI Open Model Text Leaderboard, outperforming models 20 times its size. Every variant supports multi-step reasoning, native function calling, structured JSON output, and context windows up to 256,000 tokens on the larger models. Ollama is a lightweight tool that wraps local models in a simple command line interface and an optional REST API. Think of it as Docker for language models. You pull a model by name. Ollama handles quantization and memory mapping, and you get a running endpoint on a line. That's what keeps the next few steps short. Ollama installation is straightforward. Grab the installer for your operating system and run it. Here are the models I have installed right now. The knowledge cutoff for Gemma 3 is getting pretty old, so Gemma 4 is a meaningful upgrade on recency. Next, pull Gemma 4. Depending on your connection, this can take a few minutes. Gemma 4 is on disk and ready to run. Ollama also exposes a simple HTTP API on port 11434 by default. NewsAgent will call the same endpoint to generate the news brief. If you're curious, NewsAgent is a small pipeline that turns feeds into a script: fetch, filter, rank, summarize, then script a casual 2-person conversation, then text-to-speech. The main goal of this project is testing open source models end-to-end. Here's the Ollama endpoint in config. I'm setting the model to Gemma 4. NewsAgent will send all prompts to this local model. The news brief is ready. Let me know in the comments how you like the story Gemma 4 put together, or how it compares to our earlier runs on Gemma 3. That's all for today. See you next time.
I just read this thing about how we're using AI all wrong.
What do you mean?
Most people just prompt it like a tool and move on.
That's pretty much how I use GPT.
The idea is to treat it as a collaborator instead.
Like a loop of refining and challenging it.
Exactly. It stops the results from feeling so shallow.
I'm definitely trying that next time I use Claude.
Did you see that take on whether AI actually makes us smarter?
No, what's the deal?
Basically, that ChatGPT just mimics the common consensus from Reddit and YouTube.
That makes sense. It's a prediction engine, not a truth engine.
Right. It gives the most likely answer, not necessarily the correct one.
Kind of scary if we stop checking the actual science.
Did you see that site with KAI and LIRA?
The one where they just talk forever?
Yeah, KAI only asks questions and LIRA only reflects.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It's just a live transcript that never stops.
Basically an AI existential crisis on a loop.
Did you see that NASA is finalizing the science plans for Artemis 2?
Wait, the lunar flyby is actually happening soon?
Yep, they're figuring out exactly what the crew should observe.
Man, I wish I was on that flight.
Same, but I'll settle for the live stream. Did you see that Amazon just launched more satellites?
No, what's the news?
They used an Atlas V for their Leo constellation.
They're really pushing to get that broadband network live.
Yeah, they're accelerating the whole deployment.
The sky is going to be full of them soon.
Did you see the news about the Space Force budget?
No, what's happening?
Trump's defense plan would more than double it.
Seriously? How much?
He's requesting $71 billion for 2027.
That is a wild amount of cash for space.
Did you see the update on Artemis 2?
No, is it actually cruising toward the moon?
Yeah, the Orion spacecraft is performing well.
Any major glitches?
Just some minor issues, nothing serious.
That's awesome. We're actually going back.
Did you see that Argotec is opening a plant in Florida?
Wait, the Italian company?
Yeah, they're setting up right by the Kennedy Space Center.
That's a smart move to hit the US market.
Exactly. They're planning to scale up fast.
Makes sense with how much satellite demand is spiking.
Did you see the White House is cutting NASA's budget again?
Wait, for the second year in a row?
Yeah, and it's hitting their science programs hard.
Does it affect the International Space Station too?
Apparently it does.
That's a huge blow to space exploration.
Did you see SpaceX and Amazon are beefing over satellites?
Wait, really? What happened?
Strikes is claiming Amazon's deployment is a safety risk.
Classic. Does Amazon buy it?
Nope, they denied it, though they are revising their plans.
Space is getting way too crowded.
Did you see this thing about the European Union and the Seacon space age?
No, what's that?
They're pushing for strategic autonomy so they don't have to rely on other countries for tech.
Sounds like a massive project.
It is, but they want total control over how they get into space.
Makes sense if you don't want someone else holding the keys.
Did you hear about that Space Pioneer launch?
No, what happened?
The Tianlong 3 rocket failed on its debut.
Seriously? On the very first try?
Yeah, it had some anomaly during ascent.
That's a brutal way to start.
Did you see the news about that injectable microgel for infants?
No, what does it do?
It's a hemostatic microgel that reduces blood loss by 50 to 60% during surgery.
Wait, really? That's a massive difference.
Yeah, it basically boosts fibrin deposition at the wound site.
That's a total lifesaver for those tiny patients.
Did you see that bit about acute myeloid leukemia?
No, what's up?
They used CRISPR to find enzymes that can flip tumor suppressors back on.
Wait, actually restore them?
Yeah, it reduced the leukemia burden in AML mouse models.
Epigenetic targeting is getting scary good.
Did you see the budget proposal for the NIH?
No, what's the deal?
Trump wants to cut $5 billion and shrink the number of institutes.
That sounds like a disaster for medical research.
Right, but it says Congress likely won't go along with it.
Good. That would be a huge mistake.
Did you see the thing about biotech investors and Trump?
No, what happened?
They're basically pleading with the White House for some stability.
That sounds pretty desperate.
OA Plus says it's all happening during this huge M&A week.
Talk about high stakes.